Call to order the regular meeting of the City of Aransas Pass City Council, August 21st, 2023, at 5:30 p.m. Let's all rise for the invocation and pledge of allegiance.
Heavenly Father, thank you for your blessings, my Father, that you have bestowed upon us and our residents in the Aransas Pass. We thank you, my Father, that you have been with us, you have guided us through the season, my Father. I pray your protection. If the storm comes in, my Father, or makes landfall anywhere, I pray, Lord, that it's just be a rain, and that you protect our city employees, police, fire, all those that be out there, my Father, protecting our residents. I pray, Lord, that you guide us as a council to make the right decisions for our residents. I pray, Lord, that you give us your guidance, my Father. We know that we can come to you and ask you, and that you are the author of life, you are the giver of knowledge, and I pray, Lord, that your guidance upon us. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, now we're going to go to Gary.
Yes. Mayor and Council, before the getting to the budget talks, I'd like to introduce our newest employee, Anna Casera. Anna, if you don't mind coming forward. Anna comes to us from Corpus. Anna is the new HR director, and she was in HR at Corpus and then was in HR at Ingleside for like 5,400 years or something like that, for a long time.
What?
Yeah, built a city. So we're very glad you're here, and welcome. So want to introduce you.
Welcome.
Nice to meet
I
you.
have over 15 years of experience in municipality, so I'm excited to join Aransas Pass.
Well,
Good.
glad you're
Glad to
here.
hear.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome aboard and enjoy.
If we may now go to the budget summary of the proposed fiscal year for 2023-24 budget and capital improvement plan. Sandra and I will both have a presentation, and if we can get right into that at this point. 1 second. Okay. We'll start with the EMS request of 125. That is 1,000. That is in addition to the 177 they currently receive. The total will be 302,000. This will purchase another ambulance. I understand it is already purchased, but however, they will be in Aransas Pass with that ambulance. This will cut down on response time here in Aransas Pass. Initially, they will rent with the goal of building a new facility here for the ambulance. And as I said, that will cut down on response time. Before we go to the next point, do you have anything to add to that? Okay, that's okay. Very good. To cover this additional cost, we're proposing a $1 increase in the monthly EMS and fire fees. Currently, EMS is $2.50, fire is $1.50. Again, we're proposing a $1 fee to cover this additional cost so that Aransas Pass has complete coverage and thorough coverage. They do now, but it would cut on the response time with what we're proposing. That's what's going to be coming to you in the budget that will be coming your way in September. No action tonight, just making you aware of what we're going to be presenting to you compared to what we've done in the past meetings also. We'll add that to it also. So if you have any questions, feel free to stop me at any time.
I have a question on that.
Yeah, please, absolutely.
You said there's going to be an additional dollar to EMS and to the fire, so there'll be a $2 increase.
Yes, 1 and 1. That's correct, yes. Thank you. And the 2 positions for the fire department, they are in this budget also. That came to us in the presentation in June, early June. And that was a recommendation. I think that got some stickers also from the folks. And review of the pay plan In the last update, it was reported that this year we are implementing the minimum level of the pay plan to half of our employees. The other half will be increased next year. Initially, we anticipated it was going to take 4 to 5 years to implement the entire plan. We will be able to do it in 2 years, this year and next year. Those who get the pay plan increase this year will not get a COLA this year. Those who do not get the pay increase this year will get the COLA this year. So everybody will be getting something this year. So let's look at the COLA for a second. The COLA options. A 1% COLA, $38,624.95, and then you can just add that 38 for all the percentages leading up to 5%. The recommendation is to go with 4% for a cost of $154,499.80. That's what the recommendation is, but wanted to make you aware of the 5% also, what that cost would be. And in the case of the city manager, the current base salary, $125. Every year, the city manager has rejected and offered pay increase and COLA because we were still in hurricane recovery. Under the pay plan minimum for the city manager in Aransas Pass, that amount is $149,000. This also will be rejected by the city manager. However, if council approves, it may be advisable. Otherwise, people are going to start catching up with the city manager. May be advisable for this position to accept for the first time a COLA this year. Say it's 4%, that would take it to $130,000. Of course, that's up to the council. So next, we have the finance director. Drum roll. Will summarize where we are with the overall budget and what we anticipate our property tax rate will be.
Good evening, everyone. All right, our next slide here shows where we are with projected balances for anticipated revenues and expenditures for each fund, and you'll see that the majority of funds we're drawing down on some of the balances, but that's not a bad thing. That means that we've already built in some of those funds the sources to be able to draw down those balances. So if we'll see that the general fund is we're anticipating about $12.1 million in revenues, and we're anticipated expenditures, and that includes what Mr. Edwards just discussed, the COLA and the firefighters, at $12.5 million in expenditures. This includes also the pay adjustment from the pay study that we already implemented to the general fund, which is for the police department. Then we have the water and sewer fund. We have anticipated revenues of $5.2 million, anticipated expenditures about $6.8 million. We're drawing down the fund at about $1.5 million. This, obviously we have debt service that comes out of the water and sewer fund. Not everything comes from the property tax. Some of it does have to bear from the water and sewer fund. And this also has into consideration the pay plan. All of these numbers already are the pay plan that we've already established. So we've had our first pay period actually last week with the new rates. And you'll see the harbor fund has $478,000 in revenues, $442 in expenditures, and we're gonna, the aquatic center, the civic center, all of those have their expenditures, budgeted revenue, anticipated revenues and anticipated expenditures, and what we're going to anticipate to end the year of 2024, our fiscal year, what our fund balance is going to look. There are a couple of funds there, which is the civic center, the aquatic center. We know that those need, we're working on getting those funds up in the positive and not in the negative. And the municipal technology fund should be after 25, I project it'll be in the positive as well. So we'll look at our next slide is our property tax. So for the past several years, the city council has strived to lower the property taxes for the citizens. And this graph is a depiction of that. We were at 2020, in fiscal year 2022, we were at 79 cents. In 21, we were at 79, then we lowered it to 78. And in 23, currently, we're at 77. And we are proposing a tax decrease to 75.9, which is like almost a 1.5 cent decrease. We've decreased a penny. Now we're proposing a 1.5 cent decrease for the next coming year. So if you'll notice, the following is just to summarize Our anticipated revenues overall for all the funds is $25.1 million. Our anticipated expenditures is $27.1 million. And this is for you.
Oh, no, I knew that when I read it.
1 cent of property tax generates about $94,487 in revenues. Our proposed tax rate, what we're proposing is 0.759365, and this is a decrease of 0.014997, almost 1.5 cents of a decrease. Our capital purchase, we've done already, we've issued, the council was gracious enough to approve the tax note in last meeting. We're going to get funding for that by the 5th of next month. Department heads have already started ordering their anticipated capitals, items that they're requesting. With everything, with lowering the tax rate, with implementing the pay study, with doing the COLAs, we always have to keep in mind, where is our fund balance going to be? Our fund balance, we anticipate it to be at a 35.32%, which is a very good fund balance to be, I think. The average, the guide is 30%. Since we're in the coastal area, we're more susceptible to hurricanes. We are trying to stay up to closer to 40%. So we're right there in the middle, and that's not a bad place to be honest with you. Gary, did I miss anything that you wanted me to discuss?
I think you need to mention that the capital purchase is going to be financed 3 years.
Yes, it's a 3-year tax note. Yes, ma'am. It was a 3-year tax note that was approved, and that's how we're gonna pay the bulk of it the year 1, and then we're gonna do a couple of more payments the following 2 years. But we will be done with that tax note in a 3-year time period.
And probably the one I was looking at is, some people might want to explain how it's got anticipated expenditures are exceeding the revenues.
Yes, okay. So we've already built, like I said at the beginning, some of the funds have a built-in, like the fund balance, like the general fund. We've built that fund balance, so now you can't really accumulate all that wealth. You have to let some of that go. That's not the purpose of the fund of that general fund. So now we've done the hard work. After Harvey, we did the hard work. The hard work was tightening our belts, buckling down on expenditures, and now we're starting to see the rewards of those hard years and those lean years. And we're very grateful to the staff and the employees that stuck around with us, because it's hard to say we're not going to be able to give you a COLA, or we're going to give you, this is like the second year that we're giving a 4% COLA. And that's a lot for us, because we've never done that big of a COLA in the past. And this year we've brought our employees up to what the minimum according to our pay study, and that's a big one also. So now we're going to be able to reap those benefits of those lean and tough decisions that the council made after Harvey. And hopefully we don't have a hurricane and we don't have to do those decisions again. But I think that if we do, I think we're in a much better financial position now than we were back in 2017 when this happened. So that is why we're able to say our anticipated expenditures exceed our revenues, but because we are in a good financial position that we are able to do so.
Thanks for explaining that, Senator.
Yes. Anything else? No? Okay. You'll see me back again. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandra.
Thanks.
Now we're gonna go to the board and commission appointments.
We have two vacancies on the zoning board of adjustment. The first one it's to the regular membership, and that's due to the resignation of Michael Moore. In the past, the council has traditionally moved the longest serving member to the regular membership, and that alternate member is William Averback. And I did speak with him, he's interested in the regular membership. So if we do move Mr. Averback to the regular membership, then that would leave a vacancy in the alternate position. We did receive one board application from Cynthia Miller, and she's interested in serving as an alternate member.
Well, I'll make a motion to approve Bill Averback to the, oh gosh, what board is this?
The zoning board of
The
adjustment.
zoning board of adjustment, and place Cynthia Miller as an alternate.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Now we're gonna go to the consent agenda. All of the following items on the consent agenda are considered to be routine by the city council and will be enacted with one motion. There will be no separate discussion of this item unless a council member so requests. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately.
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda with the special meeting, July 27th, and the regular meeting of August 7th.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, now we're gonna go to city manager, which is consider an act on appointing a council member to serve on the comprehensive plan steering committee.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Council. This steering committee is going to play a crucial role in the comprehensive plan. The comprehensive plan is moving forward right now, and the representative for P&Z from the council is Carrie. If you are so inclined, I've talked with Carrie, Ms. Scruggs, and she's agreed to serve in this position if you agree. So that's the question before you.
I'm okay with Carrie serving on that committee.
Yeah.
Okay. She'll represent as well.
Yes, she will.
Make a motion.
Oh, make a motion, Carrie, to sit on the comprehensive plan and steering committee.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay.
Thank you.
Now we're gonna consider an act on rescheduling the September 4th, 2023 regular city council meeting to Tuesday, September 5th, 2023, due to a city holiday, Labor Day.
That's self-explanatory.
I make a motion to reschedule the September 4th regular city council meeting to Tuesday, September 5th, 2023.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Now we're gonna go to consider an action approving resolution on the proposed ad valorem tax rate of not more than 0.759365 per hundred valuation per fiscal year 2023-2024, and setting the public hearing date for the city of Aransas Pass proposed fiscal year 2024 budget and proposed fiscal year 2024 ad valorem tax rate on September 5th, 2023, with adoption of the FY 2024 operating budget and ad valorem tax rate on September 11th, 2023.
Oh,
All you're doing is
I can
a
make a motion. I thought you were fixing to say something.
Oh, no.
Aye.
No? Okay. I make a motion to approve resolution on the proposed ad valorem tax rate of not more than .0759365 per $100 valuation for fiscal year 2023 through 2024, and setting the public hearing date for the City of Aransas Pass proposed fiscal year 2024 budget and proposed fiscal year 2024 ad valorem tax rate on September 5th, 2023, with adoption of the fiscal year 2024 operating budget and ad valorem tax rate on September 11th, 2023.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Now we're gonna go to consider an act on awarding the request for proposals for retail energy provider to TXU Energy for the period beginning January 1st, 2024 and ending December 31st, 2028.
This is an issue that changes by the minute, almost. Sandra, you want to talk about the latest and
Yes.
what you have heard?
Okay, so the market is very volatile, the prices change. The prices that are in the memo are no longer valid. I've asked the bidders to refresh their prices as of today. TXU is still the lowest bidder at 0.589087. The second highest bidder would be a little bit over 6 cents for us. So TXU still, that would be a 60-month contract with them, and they are still the lowest bidder of all the bidders that were presented. The market is changing every day. They're willing to hold the price today, and sign contracts tomorrow. And if not, if we can table it, but it'll change. It's not going to be that number. It's
So no price increase till 2028?
correct.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I make a motion to award the request for proposals for retail energy provider to TXU Energy for the period beginning January 1st, 2024 and ending December 31st, 2028.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, now we have our monthly reports. We're gonna go to the finance, which is consider an act on approving an interlocal agreement between the city of Aransas Pass and Region 8 Education Service Center to allow the city to participate in the cooperative purchasing services known as the interlocal purchasing system, which is TIPS.
Okay, basically, that's what it is. It's a purchasing cooperative. Public Works is one of the capital items that they're purchasing. They found a very good price in one of the pieces of equipment there, and they cannot buy it until we become members. It costs nothing for the city to become a member, but we will benefit. The reward is that we will get a cheaper, less expensive piece of equipment buying through them. So we're asking the council to go ahead and allow us to become members of the TIPS organization.
Is this ongoing, or do we have to renew?
It would be ongoing. It would be until we wish to terminate, either side wishes to terminate. So we shouldn't have to come up for renewal every year.
Very good. Make a motion to approve an interlocal agreement between the City of Aransas Pass and Region 8 Education Service Center to allow the city to participate in the cooperative purchasing services known as the interlocal purchasing system.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, now, I believe we're gonna go to city council or staff announcement.
There is a workshop meeting scheduled for the 28th, and at this point, we have extension of waiving tap fees in the Sherwood Forest area, something that we have done in the past. There have been requests since construction has started, or near completion, actually. The request has come forward for those a waiving of the tap fees to be reconsidered. That's the purpose in that agenda item. Then the selection of paint colors for the Little League concession stand. The non-sworn cadets, that's a program being proposed by the police department, by the police chief. And gateway welcome sign, I think briefly touched on this in another meeting. That's Highway 35 coming from Gregory Portland, working with TxDOT on that issue. And we should have more information as the 28th comes closer to us. Those are the items as of this moment. I think we've added one other item. Yes, a child custody ordinance that will also be added to this, and the chief will be police chief will be handling that also. So that's what we have scheduled as of this moment.
Okay. Now, we're gonna go to citizen comments. Citizen comments are intended for the matter that are not scheduled on the agenda. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes and state your name and address for the record. Be advised that the Texas Open Meeting Act prohibits the city council from responding and discussing your comments. The law authorizes the following: make a statement of factual information, recite existing policy, advise that this subject may be placed on the agenda for a subsequent meeting.
Jason Followell, I know you know me, guys. Good afternoon. So let's start this one off with personal affronts. Since council put on the agenda that you're not allowed to do that, even though that's our First Amendment right. Personal affront number 1 will go to Gary Edwards. Gary, you were sent numerous emails over the code violations of the contractors for the shrimpery. You allowed them to block sidewalks, block roadways, put portable septic tanks above ground, red diesel tanks above ground. You never sent code enforcement out there, and you never sent Chief Kelly out there to do anything about it. You took no action to ensure public safety. Yet any business out here you would have shut down immediately, but not people from out of town. Shame on you. Chief Poundcake, you sent the police department to Remnant Church last week, to harass the owners. You had your officers lie to the lady that owns the place and tell her that per a new code ordinance, she's not allowed to have the homeless camping on their property. That's a lie. The last time that code ordinance was modified was in 2018, and it's strictly for the harbor and for public property, not private property. Your officers threatened her and the homeless with citations to laws that do not exist. You gave them 72 hours to vacate. That's when I stepped in. I will not allow you to trample on any constitutional rights of any citizen in this town. I will be there anytime they call me to defend them from you. You bring continual shame to our community and our country every single day. Ram, got a bunch of new trucks, Got to get in the new concession stand. $469 a square foot. What kind of kickbacks council getting on that one? Oh my God. What kind of house can we build with that? It's crazy. We can afford new trucks. This concession stand that's outrageous, but we still can't fix our sewer and water lines, so we're just going to flood. Think your priorities are a little backwards. Smoke a little less weed, think a little bit more. You gonna do anything about cheap pound cake harassing a church? No? Didn't think so. Miss Scruggs, the most hypocritical person I've ever met. You get up here and you pray at all these meetings. You get up there and preach to God, yet you allow him to go and harass the church and do nothing about it. I didn't see you do anything about it. We haven't forgotten about your $2 million life insurance policy you stole from your son or your stepson. We remember that one. It seems like your priorities are always to belittle the weak. But you can sit up here and on your make-believe throne and call me the devil each time I come in here. Look in the mirror, lady. Look in the mirror. Thank you.
Okay, anybody else?
Make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?